Hey, what's up, everybody? Tonight, I'm not too big on pop culture. I'm not too big on who's big in YouTube and who's big on Instagram and Twitter, etc. I just don't follow a lot of these current huge, famous celebrities who really are famous just for being themselves. I just don't find them interesting. But the latest hubbub is this Logan Paul guy. Now, this guy is one of the most popular guys on YouTube. He's got like 15 million followers or subscribers on YouTube, and I don't even. This is Twitter here, so he's got 4 million Twitter followers, and I can only imagine Instagram's probably even higher than that. But the latest hubbub about this guy, I don't know, he's in his early 20s, and the majority of his fans are teenage girls. It has to be. I can't see anybody else really getting too much into this. I watched a couple of his videos, or I tried to, just to kind of get a little bit of background or information on the guy, and I think his followers are called Loganites or Logansters or I don't know, something weird. He's got a weird name for him, or they name themselves or some shit like that. And he sells, merchandise and T-shirts, and he's quite a huge guy on YouTube, and just for being himself and filming outrageous stuff and acting like a fool. But what's new? I mean, that's how a lot of these guys make their money. But the biggest hubbub right now is he went over to Japan. And he found a dead body in the Japanese suicide forest. Now, this is a forest at the bottom of Mount Fuji where a lot of people in Japan go to commit suicide. Japan, in my understanding, has one of the largest suicide rates in the world. And this guy wanted to see if the forest was haunted. So he went over there, and they actually found a body before anybody else, supposedly. For all I know, or anybody knows it was said, I don't know, whatever. Prearranged, or who the hell knows? I mean, stuff's weird like that. But he went over there. He claims for suicide awareness, which the only thing he went over there for was for his own awareness. So people, makes him. He claims he didn't do it for views, which is complete. That's horseshit. I mean, this guy does everything for views. It strikes me as one of these guys that has to be in the limelight. Has to be everybody. Everybody has to know what he's doing at all times. I think he's very narcissistic, etc., etc. And he got a lot of flack for putting this video up with this body in it. I saw, actually, Aaron Paul, who's not related to this guy, I'll bet he's happy about that, actually responded, the guy from Breaking Bad, his most famous role. And he actually kind of responded to this guy's video by, telling him to burn in hell was one of the comments. And here he goes on. This Logan Paul guy says he's never faced any criticism like this. So and that just shows you a cupcake world that he's in, unfortunately, because he's never made a mistake like this before. He says, that's a pretty bad one, I guess, in a lot of ways. Now, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, there's a lot of shocking things on the internet, but I don't know anybody or had anybody close to me ever commit suicide. Now, if I did, I might be completely appalled by this, and I can totally understand somebody's point of view in that regard. He says he didn't do it for views, which is horseshit. You get views. Yeah, he gets views. I get views. I did it because I thought I could make a positive ripple, and that is completely not true. This guy did it for views. He says he does this stuff every day. He makes a 15-minute show every single day. I wouldn't call it a show, dude. One may understand it's easy to get caught up in the moment without fully weighing the possible ramifications. Yeah, that's true. And he goes on. Basically, he deflects a lot of what he's saying. For the first time in his life, he says he has great power, and with that comes great responsibility. So yeah, I don't know how much power you got, dude. I guess with 18-year-old girls, you probably have a lot of power. But he loves everyone. Logan for life. Logang for life. So it's the Logang. Anyway, this guy lives in a $6 million house. So he's doing quite well. I can only imagine what he makes off of YouTube. I mean, it's got to be a ton of bread. But regardless, he's taking some slack now. I don't think this is going to hurt his popularity. I mean, I really don't. If anything, I mean, it's not going to affect what an 18-year-old girl thinks about this guy. The rest of us, obviously, we can see through this guy, but it is what it is. I highly doubt he's that apologetic for what he did, because in the end, I think it draws attention to him, and this guy obviously loves attention. So, sad way to get attention, but unfortunately, this is the world nowadays. Social media people. Well, if you're famous for nothing else but social media, I mean, this is what you do. You have to keep raising the bar. You have to shock people. You have to give them something they haven't seen before, and this guy certainly did that. You have to act like a fool sometimes, and this guy certainly does that. In 10 years from now, when he's, nobody gives two shits about this guy, hopefully he's saving his money. But he might think differently.